All right. All right, welcome back to the second worst podcast ever. Episode who gives a shit, man?
Whatever.
Who's watching this? Um I don't know. Today we have me, your host, Xavier or Xerox. Uh who else do I have with me?
Inspector,
Yeah,
your
you're
co-host, and
yeah.
and the only one that posts his video on this channel because please don't watch her videos, please.
Please, our videos are garbage. But
And
yeah,
we have a
we
special guest,
yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Funky.
Funky Rot, who is
Yeah.
a who is an artist
Yeah, an
and
artiste.
a very good artist.
Yeah, he drew one of my
Hooray. I'm an
favorite
alright
pictures of
artist.
of a specific YouTuber getting his eyes burnt out with cigarettes.
Oh god, that picture.
Yeah,
Forgetting about that picture.
let's not mention who, because I actually like that YouTuber.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep that one a
and we
secret.
respect whoever watches our videos. We respect everyone that watches our
Yeah,
videos. Okay.
yeah, it's just the image itself is fucking hilarious.
All right.
Anyways,
Now
today we're gonna
today
be
we're gonna
doing. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. We're gonna look at Rumic World Confessions. If you don't know what Rumic World is, it's basically the world of Rumiko Takahashi, the creator of Urusei Yatsura, Ranma One and One Half, Inuyasha, some shit called Midnight, One Pound Gospel. I don't know why
Yeah.
I said midnight. What the fuck
Yeah.
with me? What the
Uh,
fuck's wrong with me?
yeah. And he also made Mason Ikoko. I also made Mason Ikoko. Just one.
Basically, she's the richest woman in Japan. She's the most prominent artist,
Mhm.
female artist in Japan. She's one of the most prominent artists in general in Japan.
Yeah.
And but she has lots of fans that we're not gonna bully because these are confessions, so
Yeah.
we're
They're
not
anonymous.
bullying the person. We're bullying their ideas.
Yeah. As you can see already from the previews, a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about the series that she makes. But yeah,
Yes.
if you wanna start us off with something,
Let's start with ones that seem interesting. Start with the simple one,
yeah,
and we're gonna take
jealous.
turns reading it. I'll go for. I'll
Mhm.
go for. I'll go first if you want.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm jealous of Subame.
Yeah, I think this is from Ranma, if I recall. It's one of the
Yeah.
no,
Oh, disclaimer. I don't know anything about what Ranma, so
yeah,
you're gonna
it's
help me
either
with
Ranma or Urusei Yatsura. I don't remember who Tsubame was. Let me just double check, because there's so many like low characters here and there. Uh, uh, who is this chick? Yeah, she is from Urusei Yatsura. Oh, that's Sakura's husband, uh, or fiance. That's who Tsubame is. Yeah, yeah, he's like a magician guy. He didn't really show up too much in like both animes from what I remember, but he was somewhat prominent in the manga. He was there every
I'm,
now
I'm
and
gonna
then.
sound like a, I'm gonna sound like a hipster. I'm gonna say like I don't I don't like Sakura just because she's a beautiful woman because it's a given. I like
Yeah,
her because of who she is as a person, you know.
yeah, I
Because
like a lot of. Mm,
most people are like, oh my god, woman, like that's just like very
yeah,
shallow and stuff, you know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like Sakura. Like her personality is very funny. She has a lot of quirks and she eats a lot as well. Like yeah, there was a whole chapter in the manga where she was just like they were going in a all you can eat buffet, and the people in charge were just trying to give her like all these pills to like fill her up, and she just kept eating. It was really funny.
It reminds me of I think I told you before, but since let's talk to our non-existent audience, I was gonna say,
Hmm?
I had a funny idea for like a Oshi era Yurusei Yatsura episode where I would adapt the story The Stranger by Albert Camus, and I would basically Lam would see this psychologist,
Hmm?
and then she'll have some pills, and then she would end up like helping a murder, and then she would go on trial, and they would be like, "Do you feel bad for what you did?" And she's like, "No," and at the end, like Atara would be like, "She took pills. I mean, it wasn't her fault," and then they'll let her go. But
Yeah.
you suggested at the end, Lum should go like, "Well, I didn't take those pills."
Yeah. And just 'cause I think it would be funny.
So
Like a bit
she
of a
just helped a
subversion.
violent. She just helped a violent murderer for the sake of
Yeah. Just for the hell of it.
Okay,
Alright, let's see what else do we have here?
your turn.
Alright, I wish Lump could kill me with her electricity.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, this is what the these this is what these confessions are for. Just to post these weird things. Usually there are a lot. You see these a lot in other confession sites where it's like, I wish X character would kill me, and just cause
I
they.
saw
Hmm?
oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw a video like where like Ataru like confesses that he likes boys, and then Lum's like, "Oh my God, my husband's a homophobic slur."
Yeah,
So I think that I have a headcanon that Lum would use her electricity for like gay conversion therapy.
yeah, she, yeah, she's canonically homophobic. Uh, oh god.
Stop thinking about penises.
Don't pick out a cock. Cock is bad.
You know, like the 1980s it girl being homophobic is really something.
Yeah, she was. I know the audio. It was audio only. I don't think it was even the original voice actor. I think they had a couple different ones. All right, let's see what else we
Let's
got.
uh, let's pick a really. I think this one. I remember this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder. Oh, this is a really good one.
Okay. Oh, this is the horrible
I
English one.
wonder.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I wonder would have been would have been such bad writing. I wonder would have been what Ursa Yatsura if Rimurko Takahashi keep Shinobu. This is so terrible.
You want me to read it? 'Cause I'm an expert at reading horrible word
Yeah,
salads like
please
these.
do this. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I can't do it.
I
Want me
wonder
to read
would
it?
have been Urusei Yatsura. Oh, you want to read it, Funky?
Yeah, yeah, I can give this one a shot.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be good
go
at.
ahead.
Go
I'm not
Yeah,
ahead.
gonna be
go
good.
ahead.
I'm not gonna be good at reading the Japanese names though. I wonder. I wonder what's for dinner. I wonder what would have been. I wonder what would have been.
Urusei Yatsura.
Or to say yesterday if Rumiko,
Yeah, Rumiko
Rumiko,
Takahashi.
she kept Shinobu as the main girl and made Inaba the main character of the romantic moments would be much more and the silly gags
No,
like on
all right. I guess let's just let Xerox read it because this is like too difficult. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, I mean this is the
Very
brain
bad.
rot. I can read it. I wonder would have been Urusei Yatsura if Rumiko Takahashi kept Shinobu as the main girl and making Nava the main character. The romantic moments would be much more, and the silly gags along with the regular couple would be minimized, not even present, because Nava truly loves Shinobu. Even the regular introduction of every new character would be much less. It would be full of romantic story and moment between Inaba and Shinobu. Even I would believe that Inaba would receive more girls than Ataru because he is not pervy and would not cheat on his partner, Shinobu. It would be a more romantic Urusei Yatsura and than the forced funny and the forced relationship of every character. Moreover, it would be easier to watch the show rather than boring character and even the boring relationship development.
Jesus Christ.
Let's read the summarized version so we know what the fuck they're saying.
All right. Okay. So since you're the veteran Yurusei Yatsura
Right.
person, I want to see your opinion first, please.
I so yeah, and this is I think what they're trying to say is like uh they think Urusei Yatsura would be better if Shinobu had been the main character instead of like Ataru, and Lum was not really there. Uh, they're also like mentioning like Inaba, which is like this rabbit guy who's in charge of people's fates. That was introduced like later on in the manga and in the anime.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to say like it's either like I wonder if it would have been better. Again, like this
It would
person, like I don't think English is their first language, and they're doing like run-on sentences to the max.
like, the
But
show would have been better if it had my favorite characters.
yeah, but my favorite character is the main character.
All right. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna mention my characters by name because that's kind of egotistical. But what I'm
Hmm.
gonna say is like, um, I think the problem that this person has, other than like being a very terrible speller, is
Writer, yeah,
or having no grammatic experience or anything. But anyway, this person like doesn't understand that like not every story has to be like the simple couple that loves each other perfectly.
yeah.
Because you can have a story like that, but like
Yeah, I mean, even like
that's not what
going
like
to Inaba, he mentions like all this chaotic shit that you do that you have like in your life. It seems fun. It's entertaining. I wish I could live it. Like that's the whole thing that he ends up saying like by the end of the episode. And yeah, I think like this Anon just like severely doesn't understand like why the show is funny or why like it's a comedy. He just wants like this idealized version of the show where like the characters love each other, they're very faithful to each other, but that's kind of like losing the charm of the story itself. Or like Ataru's
because like
like whole thing of being like a pervert and getting his ass beat. That's funny. That's what's funny about the show.
it's like
Yeah. Hmm.
like the way I see it is like what do they it's gonna sound like a bit condescending, but what do the like I know it's a comedy,
Hmm.
but like even if it's like one of the movies or like one of like the more serious like more narrative driven arcs, it's like what do the characters have to learn if they're like perfect, lovey dovey, whatever, like Ataru can learn how to be less of a repressed emotional cunt, and Lun can learn how to be less of a selfish little bratty bitch.
No. See, it's the flaws that make the characters, interesting and funny. It's not so much
But
like, oh, this person.
you
Hmm.
can't learn anything if you're already perfect. And like
Exactly.
Shinobu's not a perfect person either, which makes it
Yeah.
even more hilarious
Yeah.
because Shinobu's like this like selfish like gold digging like extremely like spiteful fucking biatch.
Yeah. She's very like she gets angered very easily. Like just lets her emotions like sort of overwhelm her, and she's famous for just grabbing all the tables and throwing them at Ataru. That's part of the comedy. It's like the build up to that. With Inaba and Shinobu, sure, it would be more of a classic like shoujo anime where it's like, oh, this mysterious guy comes in and sweeps the girl off her feet and makes it interesting. But like, that's not Urusei Yatsura anymore. That's something else
But
entirely.
even by his own logic, like Shinobu would probably just start like emotionally abusing Inaba in the first place because most shoujo, and especially most shoujo from like the 80s and 90s, it's like like a kind of a ditzy, airhead girl who's like, but she's like really sweet inside. But
Yeah,
Shinobu is not like that. She's fairly intelligent, and she's like evil basically in the inside.
yeah. I mean, she's not really evil per se. She's just like very
I was
temperamental.
exaggerating, but you know what I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
exaggerating.
yeah. She's just very temperamental and gets like angry super fast.
She's just like a crazy old bitch. I'm just gonna say it right now. Shit.
Yeah. There's also like the whole theory where people are like, "Oh, she's like Rumiko Takahashi's self-insert because she's very unlucky with guys and all these other like things people point to." And it's like, yeah, I mean that's part of the comedy to it as well, to just see this borderline femcel person just be like, "I can't find the right guy." Like that's also funny about Shinobu.
But remember, Zero, femme cells don't exist because women are blah 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 blah. Women have it easier. Blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
no, clearly. It's not like
Yeah,
we
because
have
I
hundreds of
because
examples.
yes, because women who have struggled emotionally and socially doesn't exist.
Yeah, clearly. I've never seen a woman. Therefore, women who who are like me do not exist.
I
All right, let's see what else we have.
swear there was. I don't remember which one it was, but there was like this one saying like, why do why did Ran and Lum have? I thought Lum and Ran would have like more serious beef. Like what's with why was there beef like liking a boy or like pissing the bed? And then I responded with like the Charlie and Pim reaction thing. Like
Yeah,
I was like, you expected like two teenage girls to like hate each other over something serious and mature.
yeah. I've
I'm
seen
like,
that one probably. Oh god, the Funko Pops.
let's look at this one.
Oh man, I haven't seen a lot of My Son Ikoko in all honesty. Like I know about it, I like it, but it's just I don't really like know all the characters that well.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus loves me,
And
yes
this
I
I
know.
know,
For
'cause I
the
got
Bible
the
tells me
silly
so.
sound.
I
I
I
think
missed that
Ren is a
rabbit.
film sub.
I don't know if my mom still has that blue Jesus rabbit.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason I never mind. I was gonna say
Uh,
something really embarrassing.
Alright.
Rabbit.
I was gonna
Well,
say I'm gonna say the reason that I love Jesus is probably because of that rabbit.
yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I wonder who suggested this one.
I have no idea, dude.
I wonder if the only guy I know who's really obsessed with Chibi did this one.
No, I swear. Maybe it was that Japanese girl who's obsessed with those stormtroopers on Twitter.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
The stormtroopers, they're like this group of people, of guys who like really like Lum, and they like chase her around all the time, and always try and like protect her and be like, "You should be with me, not Natoru," and all that. But they were like anime only characters. They were not really in the
Oh,
manga.
I befriended this person from the Urusei Yachtro server. I haven't really talked to them in
Hmm.
a while, but like I requested them to draw so much chibi art. It's
Right.
really embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Sorry, excuse me. I think you really like Chibi, like unironically. Like I think it started as a joke at first, but you just grew to like him a lot, even though he's like a nothing character.
I guess it's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna pretend like oh some great philosopher said this, but I think it's like like it's like the existentialist thing where you see something and nothing and like nothing becomes something
Yeah,
where I saw Chibi as absolutely nothing and I thought that was hilarious
yeah,
until like I turned that nothing into something,
yeah.
you
You
know.
get you gave him a character where he's just like very cute and effeminate. Because you have the whole
Yes,
we have like the inside joke of like Chibi putting on the princess costume to jack off the stormtroopers.
and I do that because Chibi reminds me of a younger me, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I get that. Just
But
sort of
it's
planting your own headcanon into a character like that.
yes, it's
Yeah,
very sad.
yeah,
And
I find your like little I love chibi thing to be really charming. It's a really funny part of you.
I loved,
I
but
love
I
chibi.
like
I love chibi.
I gave the joke like kind of new life with like everything in my life that I want to make fun of someone for liking. I'm like, I love this, I love this.
Yeah.
And I even make fun of myself because I made a video where I'm like screaming in the top of my lungs where I say, I love young Neil from like Scott
Yeah,
Pilgrim.
yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Uh,
Wait,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
see if I
Let's see
can
if you could find
wait, let me see if
Lord.
I can find this shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, check your media.
If I can't find by searching, um, you know what? You know, I'm gonna go back
Yeah,
to the Rumic stuff, and I'll find it out. I'll just like it again.
yeah,
And in the meantime, let's read a long one.
yeah. Let's go find it. All right. Who the fuck is this MacArthur Dave from Jackass? Anyways, Mendo X Lum is a weird ship. Pairing anyone with Lum except for Ataru, Ran, Benten, or Yuki is gross to me. Maybe I just like Yuri. I mean, yeah, there's not much else to say to that. That this person
I
just
guess
is,
you like
yeah, he
I
likes
guess you like
women.
Yuri.
Yeah, she likes women liking women. Because Ataru is technically a woman because he had the whole gender beam shot into him where they gave him the brain of a woman, and he still liked women. So they so he's just canonically a lesbian.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that young Neil thing, but
Yeah,
um, let's see if we can find a
a
funny
more
one.
interesting one.
Probably one of those longer ones. So. Wait. Speaking, wait, is that Chibi?
Yeah, that's Chibi. That's
Oh
Chibi
my god!
holding on to Lum's hands.
I swear this was not me.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you want to read it or should I?
Okay, I'm gonna read it when I'm scrolling down to find it. Sometimes I reflect on whether Lum is a worse person than Ataru. While Ataru might be a womanizer, perverted, and somewhat tsundere. Okay, yeah, at least this person got that right. But
Yeah.
Lum has shown herself to be possessive and stubborn from the beginning of her obsession with her darling. She didn't care at all that he was already in a relationship with another girl, although she was initially meant to be the antagonist, even when they tried to portray her as a sweet and innocent heroine. Lum continued to act contrary. She was able to put a microphone in the doll to monitor him, a tracker on his back. She wanted to apply the experiment of the dog and the bell to the child, Ataru. And every time Ataru suffers, showing his interest in Lum, she only seems to be happy about it. Furthermore, she plays with the feelings of other boys interested in her just to provoke jealousy in her darling. Alright.
All right. Uh, yeah. I mean, those are just things that make Lum charming, I guess. Cause they,
I
it's. Hmm?
just I think that
Yeah. I mean,
I just guess they don't like the original interpretation of this character because that's literally what she is like originally.
yeah. I mean, she's supposed to be like this petty,
It's
petty girl, petty bitch that just like, is constantly jealous of Ataru.
crazy white girl
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. White woman moment.
But what I'm gonna say is like Ursa Yatsura. and Lupin have lots of overlap because they have the same exact kind of fans. The exact same kind of fans. When I say this, they
Yeah.
have this exact same kind of fans because they both have fans that are like, how come it was originally this way, and how come it can't be the way that I want it?
Yeah.
It's like if you like Lum being a cutesy generic ideal wife, trad wife, whatever, and then go for it. But if
Yeah.
you want Lupin to be like this, I don't know, like this jolly Santa Claus type motherfucker,
Fuck.
I don't know, go
Yeah.
for it. Because I don't know, like Lupin isn't a good person. Like
I
he's a
mean, in the
fucking
manga, he's like a
criminal.
rapist.
I know it's fucked. And
Yeah.
I understand why they changed that. I
Yeah.
understand why they changed.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, no, Lupin's still just kind of like this perverted sort of weirdo who just like he likes his treasure, but he likes his women even more. And a lot of Lupin fans, from what I've seen, they just idealized Lupin to be just like, I'm a quirky little guy, I'm funny little guy, instead
You
of
know
like
what,
him
Aaron?
being
But
like,
I'm not against different interpretations. Like, do you think that I know there
mm,
there are two kinds of Lupin fans. There's the ones that hate like the quirky like happy Lupin. There's ones that love it. And my opinion is that I like both for different reasons, but I'm
yeah,
not gonna pretend like that's what Lupin originally was, and because
yeah,
like, my favorite version of Lupin is like the selfish, like immature idiot Lupin,
right,
which is like a nice in between.
yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. There's this like certain interpretation of Lupin that you can that a lot of fans tend to have, where they just make him like be really wholesome and like borderline asexual because he's kind of stupid. But I mean that's not really what Lupin is to me. He's just like this funny, quirky little pervert guy, and that's why I love him. Same reason why
Because
I love like
which
Ataru.
I don't get because every 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 character except for Fujiko and Lupin is like an asexual person.
Yeah. And then some fans also just lean way too much in like the like vague gay undertones of Lupin. They're just like
Which
really
is
obsessed with it.
like I'm not like like personally I don't care. That's fine because I don't know. Jigen probably has sucked dick before. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Lupin has
Christ.
two, to be fair.
It's like I don't like I'm not one of those people who are gonna be like, how dare you draw my anime characters as gay people? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
That's fine, and I actually encourage that.
No, yeah. I mean, same thing with the people who are like adamant that Ataru would be trans. It's like, okay, I mean, you can have that interpretation of him. I don't really think he would because I think he's happy being a guy that just pervs on other girls. And yeah, oh yeah, and that also reminds me of the people who are like, oh, Ataru would be transphobic because blah 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 blah. Like, I don't think Ataru would be transphobic. He would like women no matter what they have. The girl has a penis. That's fine by him.
Oh,
He'd
well,
probably be a little taken aback. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
And just go for it anyways.
he'd be like, oh, a
what I'm
dick.
trying
Oh
to
well,
what
woman.
I'm trying to say is that there is nothing wrong with interpreting these characters how you want them. There's nothing wrong with it. But you just can't be a hypocrite with it. You can't say like I'm okay with any interpretation. You just the only thing that I'm against is when you try to dictate other people's interpretation because
Yeah, I mean it's the
I
same
would
thing
have like
when people have like their
I would
interpretations of the
have
character and they're just like, oh, I want this to be canon. Like, No, the canon is a completely different thing. You can have your ideas of the character and your little head canons and interpretation, but you can't just expect the series to adapt the characters the exact same way that you wanted.
That's why when I make characters, I want them to be very
Yeah.
interpretable. Because I want people to like look at them and use them as however they want,
Hmm.
you
No,
know,
yeah,
like because I have a character that's like an Irish terrorist. But if you want to make him like gay, go for it. If
yeah.
you want to make him like whatever, go for it.
It's like that saying, that famous saying from Freddie Mercury, like, do what you want with the music, just don't make it boring.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I
But
think it's fun to have your head canons, but expecting them to be like actual canon is like unreasonable, I think.
oh yeah, but Ataru would not hate trans people. He would be a straight up chaser.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ataru would be the biggest chaser you know.
Okay, now let's cut. Now, we will return to the Rumic confessions, definitely,
Yeah,
right? But I want to go to a segue,
yeah.
and it will be a quick one.
Yeah, your Neil video.
Young Neil! Oh my god, I fucking love Young Neil! I
Fuck.
I love that video. It's one of my favorites. It's right up there with the hottest SAG dude characters.
fuck you!
He's
I
screeching.
I'm just saying, if I lived, if I was like 10 years older, I would definitely kill it as like one of the original YouTubers.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have done great in the
I would just be,
Newgrounds days when people were just screeching all day.
I love Young Neil. I love like this nothing character.
Yeah, Young Neil's another like nothing character. He was given some personality in that new adaptation, but like other than that, he's just kind of like stupid.
No, he was always a stupid. He was a stupid like he's like the most autistic coded out of all.
Yeah, but he never like really appeared in the comics and the original movie. It was just
The movie,
there.
like the only scene in the movie that he has is like Knives goes up to him and he's like, she's like, "What do you play?" And he's like,
Guitar.
Zelda."
Oh yeah, he just misunderstood her. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was.
No, but
Well,
stupid,
yeah, he was a
stupid.
nothing character. Uh,
I like. Oh my god. What I'm really scared of is like if I'm seen as those types of character. I don't want to be seen as a young Neil. I really don't.
uh, I mean, you're the main character in this podcast, at least.
No, I don't want to be a main character either. That's too much pressure.
Yeah, well, sorry, buddy. That's just how it is on this this pitch of an earth. Oh god, there's a long ass paragraph of Mendo being gay. I remember that.
Okay. Oh my
This,
god.
yeah, I love the summary. Like in summary, Mendo gay as shit.
Okay, we're not gonna read this, but we get the picture.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, like a fucking it's like a college essay.
yeah. It's
Mendo's actually gay because one time, like, did they get like that penis erection
yeah. No, it's
like
it's my
measure?
I know who put this. It's one of my one of my mutuals on Twitter who's like also into Urusayatra, but like she heavily headcanons Mendo as being gay. They just wanted to like, splurge out about why they think Mendo is gay.
Okay, if Mendo's gay, he's the most professional closet case in the
I
world.
mean, he has a lot of gay moments with Ataru in particular. Like there are all the moments where he's like saving Ataru's life and like really cares for him, but you could see that as friendship. But I
Got
don't know.
some got
He's
some
a little fruity, I think.
got some quick ones right here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
we need more unhinged protagonists like Ataru. Um,
yeah. I honestly,
yeah,
I think like oh my god, what the fuck was it called when like they have the isekais. Isekais I think would be far more interesting if we had characters like Ataru, but like they were somewhat controlled because you don't want to have like a fully pervy characters like that great guy from My Hero Academia. Uh, but yeah, no,
they're gonna say Greek guy.
no, the guy that looks like he has grapes and sticky balls.
Oh, I don't. I
He
watched that show years ago
he
through
looks like a
clips, and
chicken.
I thought it was like the dumbest shit.
It's
The
really
most.
it's really
It's
sad that I
so
remember his name.
bad.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
yeah. The fans are
Yeah,
also just really bad.
Why do
yeah.
people like that show? They like
I,
don't they have like 20 characters
Yeah,
and they're all nothing characters?
yeah.
look, I read My Hero Academia like way back then.
Hmm.
Like I read the mangaka's like other like one shots before he got any big,
Hmm.
and like it, I was really fucking like looking forward to like My Hero Academia when he announced like, oh, I'm finally getting the full series. Like, oh shit, that's so cool, yeah. I was happy for him, and then it turned into this
Yeah,
10 years later.
yeah. I mean, it was like one of the biggest
It's so
animes for a while, and then people just stopped watching like immediately.
oh my god, that show actually makes me physically ill. You don't understand.
Yeah, I've read up to like the time when they introduce a guy who like takes all the powers away, or like he can take powers away or whatever. And that's about like where I got. I was like, this is too stupid. I am not
Like
interested.
it's so proud of how perverted it is.
Yeah,
Like it's like
I,
you're really proud of yourself, right?
yeah. I mean, last I heard, he was just killing all the characters. That's the last thing I
Oh,
heard about the.
he's wrapping it up.
Yeah, because yeah, I
He,
saw one where he was just killing like main characters now.
I,
Okay, so we have the best opinion in this entire episode.
Yeah, no, the
I so
worst.
ship her Inosuke with Nagisa.
Yeah, the worst fucking pairing ever. The guy who
No,
forces
no,
himself
no, no,
upon
no,
the.
no, 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 no. This is the best, the best, the
Shut up!
best,
Shut up!
the
I'll kill
best,
you!
the
I'll
best.
kill you! I'll kill you right here, right
You know
now!
that song?
Yeah,
You
it's
know
the
that song? The best, the
the
best,
best,
the
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 best.
best
best.
in
The
you.
Yeah, I like the one where Neil Cicerigo made that, where it's just like the best, the best, the best. That's just repeating over and over, and then it just gets to the
I
part where it's
post,
like the best part of waking up is Folgers in
I
your
post.
cup.
I went on the ERC Yachts for a server, and I was like, people on Twitter thinking of Nagisa and Renowski. I was like, their opinion is semicolon the best, the
The
best,
best.
the
Yeah, I got into like an argument with somebody. I think it was either this one or another Nagisa post where they were just like, "Oh, Nagisa's such a gentleman. Like, he would blah blah blah." I don't remember exactly what they defended him with, but I was like, "Oh yeah, the bare minimum." It's like, dude, do better. Like this guy's just harassing Ryonosuke like all the fucking
they
time,
def,
and Ryonosuke's like, "I am not
they def,
interested in you. Get the fuck away from me."
they def, they def, they defend they defend him because he's femme. He's he appears.
Yeah, he's
He's
femme
femme
presenting.
showing.
But like,
I'll give you $100
Yes.
to fuck off.
yeah, but like the whole thing
Like
with
with the
Nagisa. I think he died at one point and he came back as a ghost. I think that was like one of his things, if I remember correctly. I just try to forget about Nagisa because I hate this fucking bastard so much. I remember when they
he
announced the
does.
episode he was coming back, I was like, the fucking rat bastard's coming back. I I really hate Nagisa. I wish he would die.
People treating Nagisa as he scum of the earth while also liking Ataru definitely have
Yeah,
doubles.
that fucking guy, the Sorian FF whatever. That's a fucking jackass who loves defending Nagisa. But yeah, I think the main difference with Ataru and Nagisa it's that
Hey, you promised we would not bully people.
no, it's that's Nagisa's biggest shooter. I didn't mean to call him out like that. It's just I got flashbacks. I got
Okay,
PTSD.
what I'm
Sorry.
gonna say, I still have this opinion, and I still stand by it.
Hmm.
Irisa Yatsura is a show about horrible people, and it will always be a show about horrible people.
Yeah,
But sometimes those horrible people, but just like in real life, some people are bad, and some people are just awful. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, the main difference with like Nagisa and Ataru is like, of course, Ataru gets punished, and all the characters just see bad in him, while Nagisa gets treated like all nicely and like the usual male pervert that you see in anime nowadays, where it's like, oh, this guy is not so bad, give him a shot, give him a shot, and all that. Meanwhile, Ryunosuke shows nothing but disdain for this guy. She's forced to like in a marriage with him, because like of his parents just insisting like the two of them would get married. Um, and then she's just like, I am disgusted by you. I don't like you at all. And then this guy's just like, oh, you're so silly. Come on, be my girlfriend. And just fucking gropes
At
her and shit. And it's just like, all the characters like, haha, that Nagisa, he's so funny.
the very least, when Lum tries to force Ataru to love him, at least actually loves Lum in the inside. But
Yeah,
there is no love between these people.
yeah, there's no love between Nagisa and Ryunosuke, which is like, yeah, why the headcanon of Ryunosuke being a lesbian is like so prominent, because she doesn't show any interest for any men. The only people she shows any romantic interest in are like women. When she's asked to like talk about her crushes, they're all women. So like a lot of people have the headcanon that she's a lesbian, which is like perfectly valid and just adds to
Oh,
more
well, we're
reasons
gonna
as
get
to why you should hate Nagisa.
canceled on Twitter. We're gonna get canceled because I hate the show that no one talks about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 1 pound gospel. It's a combination of Viking and Christian and because the only sin is Kosaku's greatest enemy. Yeah,
This is like this is like the most Mexican coded thing I've ever seen in my life.
yeah, a boxer and a nun getting along. If I remember, they were like romantically interested. I don't really remember all that much.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was
Yeah,
like some Mexican girls like had her profile like I want to wait I want my husband to be whatever the fuck the main character boy
yeah.
character in
Kosaku,
this
I think.
manga is called.
Yeah, well, I want my husband to be just like Kosaku, please, please, please.
Yes, I'm a beautiful trad Mexican wife.
Yeah, like
I want to give him.
the weird Mexican chick who just kept harassing me. She still
You're so
messages me,
Yasura.
asks me to
That's
play like,
Nacho Libre.
yeah, she still asks me to play like this shitty Dragon Ball game.
Well,
She goes there
hey,
all the time. That's
would
the
you
only thing she talks to me. Hmm?
hey, if a Lupin game ever comes out, if it has a multiplayer, would you play with me?
Yeah, sure. I don't
I'm
know how they
kidding.
would
I'm
do a
kidding.
multiplayer Lupin game though. It seems like very much like a single
Actually,
player.
actually, do you have online Smash Bros?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy online so we can play one day. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I'm bored and I hate my freaking life.
Yeah. Wow.
So I
That's a bit
can't,
harsh.
because I graduated college and I still can't find a decent job.
Yeah. Nagisa would be a sex offender.
Wait, where?
I scroll down. Yeah, there we go. Nagisa would be a registered sex offender. They have Nagisa's picture with the sex offender registry. That's funny.
Doggies.
That's
Oh my
that's funny.
god.
That's County Fulton. False imprisonment of a
Oh
minor.
wait. When I was just a baby, my mother told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But then I assaulted Ryunosuke just to watch her reaction.
Yeah.
I hear that whistle blowing, and I lay down my head.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, there was the episode where Atari just straight up turns into a woman. I forgot that.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Cash.
I'm doing a cash.
Has to,
Gonna shit my pants right
there
now.
has to be like there has to be like a fucking one about Beautiful Dreamer. There has to be.
I think there was one that's like, I did not care for Beautiful Dreamer. Uh, anime poster. That's funny. That's really funny.
This reminds me. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Johnny Test
It's like,
hate art.
yeah, it's like that one. Yeah, all the Deviant art, hate art for Johnny Test. God, I wish
Where they would have like
yeah, I
they
wish
would have like
they
SpongeBob
knew.
shooting.
Yeah, they would have like Gumball, Adventure Time, all the characters beat him up. I wish that people found that art of Ataru getting beat up by like Sergeant Frog. That would be so fucking funny.
Oh my god! I saw this art of like Gumball shooting that fanboy guy from
Uh,
Fanboy and
Fine
Chum
Boy
Chum.
Chump Chump, yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I mean there
And then
was
I and then I
that's the early like 2010s cartoon hate.
somebody posted it and I was like, "Can you edit the picture so Gumball can say fuck Batman when he shoots him?" And then he did.
It's so funny.
I said
Uh,
I told him to say fuck Batman because
yeah, yeah. Because of
I
the
watched this trailer. I watched this trailer for this Teen Titans show,
yeah.
and like Robin's like he goes up to
Yes.
these criminals and the criminals are like, "Hey, where's Batman?" Then he kills them and like
Yeah, like
Robin's like,
fuck
"Fuck
Batman.
Batman,
Yeah.
fuck Batman,
Yeah, fuck Batman. Fuck Batman. Fuck.
fuck Batman." Why would the criminals be like, "Oh, where's Batman?"
Yeah, well, because the criminal has to say the line so he can say fuck Batman. We're not in a minute like there was. Yeah. Uh, and there's a lot
Well,
of fans who just focus on one of Takahashi's works rather than all of them. Like Inuyasha fans are notorious for this because they'll only focus on Inuyasha.
I'm guilty of this, but like I can be a big hipster and say, "Well, actually, I'm the true Monkey Punch fan because I care about all of Monkey Punch's works."
Yeah, I mean, so like Lupin's the only one that has like had like an adaptation.
And then be like, name 5 non-Lupin Monkey Punch works. Okay, Cinderella Boy, Siamese Cats, Tic Tacs, Playboy School, Color Girl,
Hmm.
Western Samurai.
Yeah, I think that's more than five.
Yeah, because I'm awesome.
Yeah. At least Takahashi has like a lot of her works have been adapted. There's been the Maison Ikoko adaptation, unfinished, Ranma adaptation, unfinished, Urusei Yatsura adaptation, somewhat finished, uh, Inuyasha, like, finished-ish. A lot of her works have just not been completed,
Inspe- Inspector Lovecraft Hour still
unfinished.
ongoing.
Yeah. Inspector's Magical Fun Time, Lovecraft Hour Fun, racial slur cat name.
You know what? I would if I'm like if I ever become like rich, I would fund an entire Lovecraft animated series where it'd just be Lovecraft and like him going around with his cat.
Yeah. They never say the name of the cat. It's like, oh, I love you, my cat. Oh, Mr. Lovecraft's cat.
Lovecraft's cat.
Yeah.
Then he's like a deep voice like he's voiced by the guy that voices Mr. Gus from
Yeah.
Uncle Brown.
I mean, the guy actually has like some range, so he could do like a deep voice. But I would imagine him to have like a fucking like corpse husband voice, where it's just like, "Rrr, rrr, 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 rrr."
Himbo.
Yeah,
It's me, Himbo.
hurts me. The Lovecraft's cat. Oh
Oh
lord.
my god. I want to do an animation again, but I literally have no voice actors. I can't do it.
Well, I can do some voice acting. I've just forgotten. I forgot. Lama
Well, years
Nurse.
the Yatsuro were so influential that your favorite anime probably wouldn't exist without them. Let's look at the commentaries from mangakas or My Lum X34 and the recent artworks for the 45th anniversary.
I think that
Yeah.
I think the Mylom X34 was for the anniversary. I don't know what that is for. But yeah, the 45th anniversary pictures, they had a whole bunch of mangakas draw Lum or like other Urusei Yatsura characters and talk about like their experience with it. Like, for example, Junji Ito, he wrote about like Lum being the reason he likes interesting female characters so much. But yeah.
You know what? I want to be Junjo Ito and Guillermo Toro so bad. I want to be them so bad. I want to
Yeah.
be them so bad.
Yeah.
I
Honestly,
want to
yeah,
be
the
Mamoru so bad.
yeah, my Lomix 34 was like another whole bunch of mangakas drawing Lum.
If I if I ever met Junjo Ito, I'd be like, hey, Lovecraft too, and I think you're really swell and you're really cool. I think we
Yeah.
should like be friends. And it'd be like, what? I don't understand you. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, he
Don't use
understands
that.
English,
I was
but
I was
yeah.
talking about Oshi.
Oh, Oshi, yeah. Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Oshi probably would hate you and he'd kick your ass.
What the fuck are you talking about? Can you
Who
go
are
fucking
you?
kill yourself?
I hate you. Get.
Joey will be like,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you."
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Jinjurito would be nice to me, but he would not like. I don't know. He would be nice.
yeah.
But Mama Oshi would be like, "Help me! He's trying to touch me."
Yeah. I learned it from watching you, Dad.
I learned it from you. I learned it from you.
You taught me this. You taught me this.
You made me this way.
It's like that one ad, the PSA where like the kid smoking, and the dad's like, "Where the hell did you learn to do that?" And it's like, "I learned it from watching you, Dad." Ren and Shiro should hang
Brand
out.
and Shinobu should hang out. I
Yeah,
think they'd be good friends.
yeah, good low. The two fem cells would get along great.
Like, oh my god, like I can't get I can't get a guy. And then Rand's like, oh my god, like I get it. Like
Yeah, I
men are
can't.
the worst.
I can't get this one guy who has never shown real interest in me other than food to like me. But I mean, he does like
And then
Raya does end up showing like he likes Ran to an extent.
and then they both start making out and start scissoring on the ground.
Yeah, that would be hot. Somebody should draw that.
Please don't. Please, please clap.
Please DM it to me. My DMs are always open. Send me your fan art of Shinobu and Ran scissoring, please. Only if you're
Okay,
over
okay,
18, please.
okay. Funky, are you still alive?
I think he fell asleep.
Oh my god. I can't believe he fell
We killed
asleep.
we killed him.
Oh my god. This is
No.
my this is our podcast and we must protect it from all costs.
Yeah, we made a funny we made the podcast too funny. It's too funny. It's too funny.
It's too freaking funny, dude.
He's
Can't
asleep.
deal with
It's
it
too
anymore.
funny. It's too funny.
It's too freaking funny, dude.
uh,
Good.
let me just wake him up with something. Hold on. Where's the yeah?
I'm a bad year.
See if that'll wake him up.
I'm a bad year so Yatsura fan. I haven't watched the show a lot, but
Yeah.
but I'm working on it.
Yeah. I'm working on that. Yeah, I would say that there's something you should take slow. You shouldn't really binge watch it, because it'll kind of spoil your appetite.
But I know most of the characters. I like most of the characters. Like I think I got a good grasp of it. I
Yeah,
know why I like it. I like it because it's a bunch of horrible people living in a horrible shit town.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where there's just a bunch of assholes being assholes, sort of being like
Oh,
extremely irritating.
we gotta talk about some. We gotta talk about the confessions about yeah, but it is like always sunny. We gotta talk about the confessions about like, the voice acting.
Oh yeah, the Hi, I'm Lump. That's one of the recent
Ah
ones.
yeah.
And oh my god, there was that guy complaining like, "Oh, they censored fucking Rama because they didn't show boobs in like one frame that for the advertisements." Like, I promise you, they're gonna
Oh,
show titties at one point.
hiya, I'm Lung.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Lump.
I think I can find it on my thing. Wait.
Uh, Yeah, it's that one you
Hiya,
replied
my name's Lum.
to me quote tweeting it. Go up.
Hey, look, it's
Hiya,
us.
my name's
It's the podcast.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
Yeah,
Charlie. Oh no, Funky's
wait,
Charlie.
who's Funky,
Oh,
me, you.
Yeah, I'm Alan. But
perfect.
yeah, I think if
It's
you
a
scroll
full
up,
night to
what?
It's a full moon tonight.
The moon is so
I gotta go.
beautiful.
I, I gotta go see Doctor Monster at my appointment of Doctor Monster.
Yeah,
What does it mean? I'm not telling you.
I'm not telling you.
Not telling you.
Uh, yeah, God.
Okay, let's talk. Oh yeah, but basically,
Uh,
I heard like
not
Ran.
media.
Actually, no.
What was that?
Yeah, no. I have to show you something. It was like, oh, I'll show you. Yeah.
Yeah, take your
I'll
time.
show you when I find.
There's no rush.
I'll show you when I find it. But um,
Hmm.
before that, let's talk about. So why do they want to see
Oh well,
fucking Ranma's titties so badly?
I mean, it's just like a lot of Rumiko Takahashi fans are gooners, to be more charitable. They like the characters simply to jack off to them. They don't really care about the character's personality. It's why people got so pissed when Urusei Yatsura got like quote unquote censored because they didn't show Lom's nipples. And my question is just like, why the fuck do you want to see the 16-year-old alien's nipples? That's kind of weird.
It's
That really like depresses me because like when you watch a show, it shouldn't be about like jerking off. It should be about the characters or the
Yeah,
music
it's
or the art.
artistic integrity.
yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, Takahashi did show like Lom's nipples in the original manga, and but
Also,
like, the only reason we saw in the original anime, Lom's nipples is because Oshi had to go
but
behind the
like,
censors'
but for people who
backs
don't
and
understand
hide it.
that people don't understand that what yes they showed nudity, but the nudity was not sexual, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was more
it's like
artistic.
in Japan, like nudity is not like this like big taboo thing as it is.
Yeah, I mean, well, mostly with nipples. They care more about like genitals. But yeah, even then, it's like if you're drawing it in an artistic manner, it's usually not. They don't bother censoring it. But I
Mhm.
mean, it's just
But
like people are obsessed with that shit because in the original Ranma anime, they had nipples all the time. They were like almost integral to the story. But
I wanted to be a jackass and say, "How come?" I wanted to make it. I wanted to say a confession
yeah,
like Christian, like, "How come they changed Ranma to be pink hair and not red hair?
there
What the
there
fuck?"
there are people who are are unironically like that.
To be honest, I think it's a better choice because like the red hair on the red clothes clash too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks nice. It looks pleasant. It's just like I think they have this highlight for everything that's like purple, and it looks kind of ugly. In all honesty, I feel like David Productions would have done a better job at shading it rather than Mappa, which is what they had. Oh yeah, this is the yeah, that's
Mr.
dub of
Vase. Oh my gosh, you can't eat them.
Yeah, I'll be back. Give me like a minute.
yeah. Take your time.
Yeah.
Sorry, the most important woman in the world talking to me right now.
All right.
My mom's.
Yeah, we move there. Yeah, let's
Here you
watch this
go,
awful.
Mr. Vase. Oh my gosh, you can't eat them. That's enough now, you little scamp. Hey, knock it the hell off!
Huh? Is something wrong, Ron?
No, it's nothing. Here you go, Miss.
I
Yeah,
just you know
it's
what? It's not it's I made the stupid joke, but I don't really mean it. Like
yeah.
I was like, aha, anime club. But what I'm trying to say is, it's good voice acting. It's just it doesn't fit the expressive characters of
Yeah,
the
it's
show.
not as
You know what I
expressive as
mean?
like the original, which is kind of it's kind of been an issue with a lot of Urusei dubs, even like in the classic anime. I watched the beautiful Dreamer dub, which is like very accurate to the Japanese translation, but it doesn't really match the lip flaps, or it has a hard time because some characters just speak way too fast, like low hat guy. I forgot the demon name. What the fuck was his name? You know the little demon from the second movie.
Inspector's cousin. I don't know.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was like whatever. It's a dream demon. Point is, he in the original Japanese dub, he just had this sort of like long, drawn out way of speaking, where he would just speak with a lot of like um attitude and sort of be like very sassy and all these things where he just speaks slowly. But in the English dub, since speaks very complexly in Japanese, he was just given a lot of words to say, so the actor had to just like cram them all in and just be like,
Eh,
so why are you here? Anyways, here's the thing, and let me tell you that blah 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 blah. It's like there's no like breathing room for him to speak or let the words that he says
that's
breathe.
I think I think like that would be a really good job for us, like looking like language and interpretation, dubbing, because like I like to believe
Yeah,
that we both understand like the complexity of language, and
yeah,
I genuinely love language so much. I see language as an art, and I see it for my characters. Like I have like this worm character, like this worm like character, and like in English, I imagine them sounding like I sound like a high pitched man, like a man doing a high pitched voice.
mm,
But when I imagine them speaking in Japanese, I imagine like a woman doing like a kind of like a creepy like goblin voice.
yeah, yeah. Kind of like Frieza in the Dragon Ball,
But,
or
but
in the
like
original
saying
Dragon
it
Ball.
like say like creepy and saying like talking like in riddles and like in
Yeah, yeah,
rhyme.
yeah. But I mean, I think that's why like adaptations are important, and I mean, it's not translators. What's the name of the of that job? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's like the people who make sure that the adaptation is proper. Or like it fits in. Oh my god, I forget the name. But that's why like that job is important as it is. You can't have a direct translation because especially with Japanese, a lot of the concepts or the things that they say are very concise, but they would be more complex to say in English because there's a lot of words in Japanese that exist in Japanese but don't exist in English, and English has a few like that as well, where they exist in English but they don't exist in Japanese, which is why like translating anime and manga is so difficult. Of course,
That's
there's
why like translating something from English to Spanish is will be like the tone will be so easier to like interpret. But when you try to translate something from like Japanese from, like has a completely different alphabet and completely different like phonetics and completely different,
yeah.
it's
I mean,
just like
there are some phonemes that are similar in Japanese and English, and especially in Spanish, but outside of that, yeah, no, it's like very, very different because it has a different source language. I don't remember the name of the family that Japanese fits into, but for example, Spanish and English, they are both Romance languages, so they fit in uh, better and they flow better into each other, so they're easier to translate more accurately. But if you're aiming for accuracy in Japanese, you're being very wordy, which can't really work out for dubs. It can work for subs, sure, but the reader has to like pause at every every few minutes just to read all the words and pay attention to the action, which is kind of why it's hard to properly dub anime. Of course, or you can say like, oh, the translator's taking like too many liberties. It does happen sometimes. For just look at the latest Xenoblade game, for example, places where like the characters would curse, they're just replaced with like, oh, it's sparking bad, it's sparking that. It's like there is a limit to how many liberties you should take, but I think that
I have
liberties you should take are
oh, I'm
minimal.
so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I have tried so hard to like because I have tried I've been I've been off and off again, but I've been trying to learn Italian for a very long time,
Hmm.
and like if someone were to sit me down and give me an Italian film and give me subtitles that are in Italian,
No,
I will understand that movie because I
yeah.
can read in Italian.
I
I
mean,
can't really, huh?
you already have a basis in Spanish. You know Spanish to a fluent level, so you already know a lot of the basics of Italian because it's more or less the same, the same phonemes and all that. It's just like certain words here and there that just sound different. But for the most part, if you know Spanish, you pretty much know Italian. You only need one or two words here and there that you can't really understand. But for the most part, you understand a majority of Italian. They're very similar.
because
Same for Latin. Makes sense because they
like
both come from Latin.
like something that I'm really passionate about. Like, I am very passionate about art and writing, but I know that I'm not the best writer and the best artist in the world. But I something that I am passionate about and something that I do know that I'm 100% good at. Well, not
Mm.
100%, but something that I'm like 90% good at is like understanding language and understanding how translation, understanding like the nuance of these languages and understanding like because like I just like language so much. Like I just so much like some like even English. Like there's so many things that people don't even know or understand about English. Like, most people don't know because most people should not know or care because these are very niche things. But like
Mm.
accents in English, which are
Right.
rarely ever used, and like like archaic English. Like art val like persona bullshit, like Persona 5 like bullshit.
Yeah.
That's like very like niche English terms that nobody uses because there's no point to using them because they're very outdated and archaic.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of words like that that are very interesting in the English language, and even letters. Like you know why a lot of old signs will use like ye instead of the is because uh before like typewriters and shit, we had this one letter to make the th sound friendly that you seen like the, that, and all these other sentences that use th. Uh, there used to be one. It was called like a thorp or something like that. I don't remember, but they would use it like that, and kind of looks like a Y, like vaguely. Um, so people would use the Y instead of a thorp to like sort of say like, oh, this is making the th sound. So yeah, stuff like that. That
And
changes, which I find fascinating
and
about like English and stuff.
and as it comes to Spanish, I'm fluent in the sense that I can read, write, and speak and listen,
Hmm.
but I know that I have like a very goofy sounding accent in Spanish, which is a given
Yeah,
because I was not born in a Spanish speaking country or
yeah.
Commonwealth or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you also don't have like the practice, so you don't speak it as often as like I do, where I speak it on a practically daily basis. Where I go out and to the store and they speak Spanish. I go to this place, they speak Spanish. All these places that I go to, they speak Spanish. My friends speak Spanish. All that, so I have
Because
more practice. You don't really have that. You were raised in a place where they speak English and only really talk to you in English and all that. I will,
because
yeah,
like like when I like when I visit Mexico and I come back to America, my Spanish is significantly better.
yeah. It's because you had that
And
practice.
but like I grew up with I grew up with Hispanic and black people mostly.
Mm,
90% of the black people did not speak Spanish, and if they spoke a second language. It was mostly French,
yeah,
Creole,
yeah,
and the Hispanic people that I grew up with were the children of Hispanic people, and they did not speak Spanish at
yeah,
home.
yeah. They were second generation immigrants, which makes sense because that's a lot of people there.
Technically, my first language is Spanish because I did grew up speaking Spanish at home,
Yeah,
but I had mutism
yeah,
when I was growing up,
yeah,
so I couldn't really speak. So my brain was in Spanish, but when I went to school, I had to speak English. That's why I had a very hard time pronouncing words in English.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But yeah, yeah, even then, with Spanish speakers, like native Spanish speakers, they have sometimes difficulty understanding each other. Like Mexicans in particular, they use a lot of slang. So for somebody who's not Mexican, it's very hard to understand their Spanish sometimes with what they're saying because they'll use like a lot of words that are just like very much slang in Mexico. I can't really point you to like specific examples right now, but
I know there's some Mexican American slang like Chicano Spanish, like old New Mexican Spanish.
yeah,
Like we use the word troca for truck, but we know that's not the actual Spanish
yeah,
word for
yeah,
truck. It's
camión,
you know yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words like that that they will use like amongst themselves and stuff like that. Um, but then like other forms of Spanish, while yeah, we can understand ourselves for the most part, there are certain words we don't understand. Like when I moved to Puerto Rico where I live now, I was from Venezuela, and I had a hard time adapting to certain words like instead of saying like banana or guineo as they call it here, I used to say cambur, which is like all of it's like the same word for the same fruit, but a different word for the same fruit. I mean, yeah, stuff like that. It's just like
Wait, you're
very
talking about
interesting.
bananas?
Yeah, in Puerto Rico they
Well,
call
well,
it guineo, and in Venezuela they call it cambur.
well, in like the I heard it growing up plátano.
Yeah, plátano
Yeah, it,
plátano exists in other Spanish, but it's generally reserved for the um what's it called, the green green plantains,
Yeah,
which are
but
like different.
In Mexican Spanish, it's universal
Yeah,
for that fruit.
yeah, plátano. When you say plátano in like Venezuela or Puerto Rico and other places like that, they will usually think you're referring to plantains, which are like more bitter, and they have like a slightly more salty flavor to them when you cook them. Like you can't really eat a plantain raw. You have to cook it. Unlike a banana, which you can eat raw.
And then
Yeah,
there's like this whole debacle in Mexican Spanish, like sandalias versus chanclas, and
yeah,
chanclas are considered like open-toed sandals, and while sandalias are closed-toed sandals.
yeah. And I mean, even in English, you will see like differences like that. Like Australians call those sandals. They call them thongs. You see, there are differences like that even like
Salty lemon moment.
in English and stuff. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I
But
think like little differences like that are interesting.
speaking back about your Yatra, I showed my friend
Hmm.
who who he's a he's a really he's a really cool guy, but
Hmm.
I showed him before he went off to like join the Marines. I showed him like Urusei Yatra, Beautiful Dreamer, and like a Lupin movie, a couple Lupin movies. But
Hmm.
my first tangent is like I I watched this podcast, and like the Amazing Atheist is part of the podcast, so don't judge me.
Right.
But he has this friend named Paul, and Paul's like a really cool guy,
Hmm.
and he was talking about like how like some guy was like talking shit about him because he said that he liked Miyazaki movies as anime. And they're like, that's not a real anime, and like I don't. Some people are like that. Some people are like, oh, anime movies aren't real anime. And
Nah,
I'm
that's
like
stupid.
if you want like your friend to watch anime, like start off with a movie because movies are self-contained.
Yeah, and they're easier to consume as well. I usually will show people like Beautiful Dreamer and like give them a brief explanation of what the characters are so they get the idea of like what archetypes they're trying to be. And then, if they like Beautiful Dreamer, I'll tell them like, all right, you can watch the OG anime. The benefit of like anime movies is that they're just like easy ways of easing people into like a new series, for example.
Like I didn't even know that Lupin was a TV show. I just
Yeah,
thought they were just a series of films, and I only watched the film.
yeah. That's a good thing about the Lupin films as well. You immediately get what the characters are all about.
But yeah, like I showed him it, and he liked the movie. He thought he said it was the problem with it, like it was too esoteric in the way that like he didn't really understand. He felt like he was not getting some stuff
Mm,
because he knew it was from a separate series, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
Like he was talking about the voice acting. We were just talking about some voice acting earlier. He said
yeah.
like some of the voice acting was like really good, and but some of the voice acting was terrible. Like there's like and it really like because we watched the English dub because it
Hmm.
was on Tubi for free, but it really kills some like amazing scenes because like the scene where
Yeah.
Mark is like talking to Sakura in like the beginning of the film where
Oh
it's
yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
dusty room. It's a really existential like interesting scene, but but in English like Mark has like a really good voice actor who's like really tender and very serious. But when we have Sakura with this like this really
Generic anime voice.
amateurish like generic anime girl, like, she's like what? Wow, and it's like
Yeah,
really
it's like, have you heard
distracting.
of Rip Van Winkle? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And it's like
I've
really
seen the dub.
distracting.
Yeah,
I know. No, I know you've seen it obviously, but
yeah,
we only watched the Japanese version together.
yeah. But I've seen it like with my girlfriend. That's how we saw um the dubbed version in like her dad's indoor cinema thing.
Oh, when recently?
No, last year. But
Oh,
yeah, I saw the thing. It was in Amazon Prime, and
maybe I should come over to go to that indoor cinema and maybe steal an indoor cinema and destroy your house. I mean her house. That'd be a funny prank, right? Destroying people's houses.
yeah, that's a funny joke, dude. Vandalism. Our oh my god, what's it called when you put things on fire? No, pyromania.
Arson.
Arson. Yeah, arson's really funny.
No, I'm just saying that I would like to go to an indoor theater because
Yeah, I
that
mean
sounds
it's like
really
I call
cool.
it an indoor theater, but it's really like a projector in the back and like three comfy seats. That's about it.
If I lived if I lived in Mexico, I would open a movie theater and I would be happy.
Yeah, just putting old films in there.
I would just charge like I don't know, 50 cents, which is like 10
Yeah,
pesos.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think we've been doing this about for like an hour and a half, so we could
Yeah,
wrap it up.
we had a good dialogue.
Yeah, we
You
had
know
a
how
good
Socrates would say.
good little podcast. Some that was fun. I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Is it done?